for action.
Yes.
Can I make a comment about what I'm thinking?
So,
yes.
you can actually make a comment.
So, my concern is that this is a huge decision, okay? This does not come easy. I've been called the ficus plant. I'm not a ficus plant. I'm a person. We're all people. We care about our kids just like you care about our kids. I know Laura as a professional, as a principal, but I have concerns right now about renewing her for multiple reasons. I have concerns that safety as a principal, and we have a unique situation because we're a one-school school district. We have a superintendent and a principal in one building, but the principal is in charge of safety. I hear people commenting, she's in charge. She is in charge, but Laura is also in charge. Laura is in charge of making sure our kids are safe. My daughter's friend entered that class. I had parents contact me really upset that there was concern about this man. And honestly, the bottom line is, let me speak. You can't, as a principal, you can't hide behind the fact that you can't make that tough decision. That's what it's about. So he should have been dismissed on the spot right at the onset of the locked doors. Kids are being locked in the classroom. I mean, I don't even know how it got to the point with the underpants. But immediately at that point, you're dismissing that person, especially because they're not a Roseland employee. They're a Source for Teacher employee. I owe this man nothing. We owe him nothing. He should have been removed immediately. I also have concern about safety regarding the 504. Laura admitted this as an issue. The parents were concerned with her reaction. I also have concern about him. The fact that the law wasn't followed, and Laura, I know the conflict, I get it. But at the same time, you can't ask the parents, do you want to file? This is how it goes.
This is a new law.
It's not that new. Excuse me, we're trained over and over. And budgeting. Please let me share my thoughts, because I have to make a motion or not. And I feel I owe you. I've been called a coward. I am not a coward. I'm telling you why I feel the way I feel. I have concerns that, Laura referred, and instructional leadership, when you look at the ISLIP standards as an administrator, our number one job as administrators is safety and ensuring all children are learning. When I look at principals, I can talk. I know my students' reading levels. I'm a principal. I know who's in need, who's at risk, who's not at risk, off the top of my head. So if the running records weren't analyzed, that's not an additional job. That's my number one job outside of safety. To know my kids inside and out. To know who's failing, who's not failing.
She knows all of our kids.
I understand what you're saying, but there's data that wasn't analyzed. And Laura just now, and I really respect Laura, but the bottom line is that's not an extra job. She said, without extra pay, I'm not a literacy coach. Well, guess what? You are a literacy coach. You're an elementary principal. We all teach. You're not running workshops. Well, you are, in essence, when you meet with them and you observe them and you provide feedback to make them better. She said herself, that's the power of administration. The conversations you have with teachers to grow them and make them stronger and build capacity. Yes, that's true. But at the same time, she's calling it an extra duty without pay.
Because
I have a problem with this.
But because there was one. There was one before, Mr. DiGiacomo. I'm sorry.
The other concern,
3 things in 2.5 years.
budget, please stop.
Yeah,
Budget
stop.
is, everybody had their 3 minutes. I've sat through 3-minute meetings with a muzzle on. quiet. I'm sharing you.
I'm sorry, we
I'm
asked you
sharing.
to share.
Listen, I couldn't. Now is my time. That I was following the process. Now is my time. And my bottom line is budget. Like every administrator, especially a building, and Vinny said it best, you need to know the needs of your building. You have to know, because the biggest needs are building needs. So not to have information about a budget is concerning to me.
But she was never brought in. So how do you
She met with Mr. Aquino numerous times. She met with Mr. Aquino numerous times.
Mr. DiGiacomo, can I ask you a question?
No, this is not your time.
But you just said all these things. And the truth is that Ms.
Yes,
Gross
I'm okay.
knew about the
I'm
concerns with the substitute teacher.
I'd like to move on. I'd like to request.
She did nothing.
Okay. So, can I have what is it?
Is there anybody on any board member who wants to make a motion to renew Ms. DaCosta's employment contract for the 2015-16 school year?
Raise your hands.
Come on, people.
Recall the board.
How could you represent us?
Really?
Well,
How's she gonna go next year when she can't even look at us?
She doesn't look at us. She doesn't talk to us. Look at her. With that puss on her face.
You think this is really easy for me? You know, I have sat here, I've seen your Facebook page. You have said things about my family, about me.
About your family? I didn't say a
All
thing
I
about
have
your
to say is
family.
I have been hired here to do what I think
You're a liar. Just like you lied to me when I sat in your office. Ask her about the flat screen TV in her office and who pays for that. And who pays for the
Can I
cable.
just please, that's my TV that I brought in. It's not even smart cable.
Liars lie. Recall the board! Gross must go! Gross must go!
So,
Well, you're a board member and it's embarrassing, so you shouldn't be passing them. Well, that's even worse.
so you guys, you called for a motion, there's no motion.
You are not anything to this.
So at this point, the non-renewal, the superintendent's non-renewal stands. Effective June 30th, 2015. So is there a motion to adjourn?
are we going to closed session? We have a closed session? Okay. So we're going to adjourn the closed session. Let me read the resolution. The following resolution for closed session be approved.